If I had to start my business all over again with no audience, no case studies, and no idea what I was doing, here's exactly what I would do to get my first 10 clients. This video is the exact step-by-step guide I wish I had at the beginning when I was building out my business and trying to get my first 10 clients. At this point of my business, I work with over 300 different women entrepreneurs to help them scale and grow their social media. However, the journey of getting the first 10 clients, I honestly think it's probably one of the hardest ones because you don't yet have the momentum, and it's really a mental challenge that you do need to overcome to prove to your brain that it's okay, you can do it. And I honestly think that it took me somewhere around a full year to get my first 10 clients when I was building out my very first business. But that happened simply because I had no idea what I was doing. So after consolidating every single thing that I did over the past year, here is a shortcut for you so you can cut this time in much shorter, get your first clients much sooner. And those are exactly the steps that I use for my content creation agencies, Sell Well, and how I got my first 10 clients with a Sell Well in only 2 months. So because you're very smart and you're actually Googling how to get your first 10 clients, you're gonna learn from everything that I did wrong so you can do it right the very first time. Number one is get crystal clear what you do and who you are. Because the problem is whenever you're launching your new service, your new offer, you're trying to solve everybody's problem and you're trying to help everybody out there simply because you need to pay rent. And I get it. It's fair that you need to do it. However, what I'm suggesting that you get a little bit more strategic with the services and offers that you have and get very clear right away on the journeys that you're on. And you can do it using these 2 exercises. First one, I really need you to think about what you want to be known as within the next 3 to 5 years, and then show up as that. If my goal, for example, is to be known as a founder of a content creation agency, starting from the day one when I started the Sell Well, I will introduce myself as the founder of a content creation agency. If I want to be known as a go-to personal branding coach for all women service providers in Canada, I will introduce myself as a go-to personal branding coach for women service providers. So you kinda need to look where you're heading and the trajectories that you want to be on, and then own it. If you're just trying to build your makeup artist business and you haven't had your first 10 clients, you need to introduce yourself as a makeup artist so people will know who you are and what you do and the trajectories that you own right away. So first, we are looking in the future, but the second one, we are kind of looking backwards and reflecting on your previous experience. And I absolutely love this exercise when I did is from the very first moment when somebody paid you money, write down every single thing that people paid you money for. Whether your first job when you were 16 or 20, write it down, and what kind of problem you were hired to do. Even if it was a sales associate at Gap, that was one of my first jobs, or my very first job was a babysitter. I solved a problem for that family that they needed to go somewhere and then they just needed somebody to occupy their children while they were at the date night. It was the problems that I solved for them, right? So write every single problems that you solved for your employer while you were working there, no matter how big or small the project was, and write down a win that you had there, even if it seems ridiculous, even if it seems stupid. I remember one of the wins that I wrote under the babysitter, it was my very first job in Canada, was getting the youngest child to be in bed by 7 p.m. That was my win. It was like very hard to do. So like, we are writing that down. So write it down. However small or big the win is, write it down. What we are doing here is we are training our brain to focus on the wins that you have, to show yourself that you have already achieved so much prior to of you arriving to this point, and you have already solved so many other different problems for different people that you can figure it out, and then see maybe there are repeating problems that you have figured out for other people that you can now introduce in your business, because you're not starting from scratch, you have prior lived experience, so use that as well. Second thing that I need you to do is probably kind of obvious, but I really need you to optimize your Instagram profile especially if you use your Instagram before just as a personal diary page. The reason why I need you to do it, because you will use your own Instagram as a point of connection with your potential clients. So let's treat it as your landing page. And here's the three first things that I need you to do, like right away. First one is make sure that the first line in your bio reflects your name plus what you do, but it's searchable. What I mean by that, if you're gonna be writing down your name plus Vancouver photographer, awesome, this is searchable. People are searching for you using this keyword. But if you're gonna be writing down your name plus avocado lover, I'm sorry, this is not searchable. This doesn't solve a problem, and people are not gonna be finding you using this keyword. I also love avocado. Avocado is great, but like, come on, let's get strategic here. Here is the three examples from my clients that are using the first line very, very well, coming from a wedding planner, makeup artist, and photographer, where it's very, very simple. And it's very searchable on Instagram, and it also reflects on Google and in ChatGPT as well. So this is how people can actually find you. The second step to optimize your bio is make sure that in your actual bio, you write down what you do and who you help and have a call to action. It can be something like DM call to book a discovery call with me, click the link below to book a 30-minute strategy call with me. Whatever it is that you need to do, direct them to where you want them to go next. If you want them to book a discovery call with you, say it. If you want them to download your freebie, say it. If you want them to know a new fact about you, say it. But be very strategic where you're directing people from your bio. Remember, you know about all the amazing offers that you have and all those amazing services that you offer to your people, but your potential client doesn't. And your bio is the first point of entry where they're learning about what you have to offer. So let's make sure that we are using it strategically. And then the third thing that I need you to do to optimize your profile to get new clients, have the 3 pinned posts at the top of your profile, because it will be the second thing after your bio which your potential client will see. In those 3 pinned posts, you can check out my profile to see what kind of posts I pinned and what I'm using to make sure that profile visitors convert into clients. But number one, it needs to be some kind of post about your journey, about your story, just so people can learn more about you and who you are. Second one, it can be some kind of breakdown of all the services that you provide, of all the problems that you know how to solve, with a call to action to book a discovery call with you. And then third thing, if you have case studies or testimonials from previous clients, however relevant they are, awesome, let's use it. If you don't have those case studies or testimonials from other clients, talk about how you solve the problems that you solve for your clients, for yourself. What I mean by that, in my case, I would have used a problem of explaining how I land my own clients with my Instagram of 5,000 followers, because I help people get clients with their Instagram. That's like my whole jam, my whole bread and butter. So I can use my own example, my own case study of myself to tell people how I've done it. Because remember, you are your best case study, your biggest success stories that you will ever have. So let's make sure that we use you as well. And of course, don't forget to have a call to action after that post as well to book either a discovery call with you, download your freebie, or direct people somewhere else, because we want to make sure that for this sales focused post, we are directing people to wherever we need them to. The shortcut that you will take here is make sure that you tell everyone what you're doing now, especially when it feels weird. And like, I get it, like 100%. If you're just coming out of the blue and you're like, hello, this is my new business now, this is what I do, it's like icky. Like, I get it. But the more people know what you're doing now and what kind of business that you're solving, it helps you get your foot in the door. And you can approach it from the perspective that you're reaching out to see if they have any referrals. This is what I did for the Selval. For the first 3 weeks, I reached out to 20 to 30 people every single week, just saying, hey, just letting you know that I just opened my content creation agency. It's called Selval. This is their Instagram. I know that we chatted at or another point, so I would reference one of our previous conversation. I am really looking for referrals right now as I'm growing my business. Is there anybody that you know that might need help with their content creation? You see what we did there? We are not saying buy from me right now. We are saying, is there anybody that you know that could be a good fit for us? And that opens a conversation. The amount of referrals that I got simply from DMing people was insane. This is how I got like the first bulk of my clients, simply because I would sit down and have this conversation with me. Plus, when it's a referral, it's much easier for us to close because there is already this established level of trust between our potential client and us, of this one person who recommended us to them. Right? So make sure that you reach out to people and talk about what it is that you do. And also make sure that, of course, your Instagram is optimized now, which is great, but also make sure that you talk about it on your social media, because the more people know about who you are and what you do, the easier it is for them whenever they come up with the problems that you know how to solve. Be like, oh, I know her. I have exactly the same problem that she's been talking about. So I'm going to reach out to her to see how she can solve it for me. So we need to be the one advocating for us and for our problems that we know how to solve. Because if you are hoping to be magically discovered and never talk about you and your business, unfortunately, it's not going to help us in the long term to get sales. Because unfortunately, in this case, getting your first 10 clients is just a matter of how many people actually know what it is that you offer, who you are, what you do, and what kind of problems that you know how to solve. So make sure that we are consistently talking about all the incredible stuff that you know how to solve and what we are doing. Shortcut number 4 is create a founding client rate. I did it for my first 3, 4, 5 clients for the Sell Well, where I would deliver a $3,000 service for them for $1,000. I would do it intentionally, and I wouldn't just offer this to everybody that I know, but I would offer it to somebody who I know would definitely post it on their social media, who I know will tag us in the post that they shared, and who have a pretty active social media. It's not about the followers, but it's like how engaged they are on their social media and how well connected they are, that I'm like, oh yeah, 100%. We can deliver it for you for free. And we did deliver some of the services to some of our clients completely free of charge, or we over delivered. We created a bunch of bonuses specifically for them because I knew that I just needed to create these connections. And then we use their case studies as our first clients and be like, look, all the incredible stuff that we've done for them. We can do this for you as well. But those clients paid us the normal rate. Like if it was a $3,000 service, charge them $3,000. But establishing that founding member rate helps you land the client sooner and also allows you to create this case study library that you have to be like, look what we've done for her. We can do it for you as well. You're in? And a shortcut number 5, honestly, my favorite shortcut ever, document your process and share your wins online. Listen, we optimize your Instagram so you can show up as a service provider, entrepreneur, founder, however you want to call it, that you are, meaning that you do need to show up. Now, consistently looks very different to you than it looks to me. Maybe for you, consistency right now looks like posting 1 post a week. Awesome. Let's go with that. I was in seasons of my business where consistency for me looked like posting 3 times every single day, including weekend. And I enjoyed it so much. If I will post 3 times a day right now, I would probably have a heart attack. And I can't. I don't have a capacity to post 3 times. But my consistency right now at this season of my life looks like posting 3 to 4 times a week. If I've done 3, awesome. I'm great. I did a good job. If I've done 4, damn, that's like above and beyond. So make sure that your consistency is actually consistent for what you can deliver right now. And just remember that it can always change, it can always evolve, but make sure that we are both doing something consistently, because if you're just going to be posting 1 post a week for the next 6 months, that's awesome. That's pretty good. That's going to be over 24 posts in a span of 6 months. If you're going to be posting every single day for 2 weeks, and then you're not going to post anything for the next year because you're so burnt out creatively, I totally get it. But this is not consistency. So let's make sure that we create a consistent plan for us to show up, and then we talk about our journey, our wins, hey, I just landed a new client. I'm so excited. She hired me to do X, Y, and Z. Post it on your story. Oh my God, I just received this email from my client and she messaged me how much she loved whatever we delivered. Awesome. Screenshot it, post it on your story. Do not shut up about your business, because this is the absolute best way of how you can generate your first 10 clients for your business. But in order for that to happen, you are the one that shouldn't shut up about it. And it's not about having everything figured out, having a perfect reel, having a perfect carousel. Like, if you're gonna scroll down to my post from summer 2022, which is when I started my business, you're gonna see that my posts were shit. Like, they were bad, and that's okay. That wasn't the point. Perfection is never the point. The point was that I showed up consistently and I talked so much to people that this is something that I'm doing. We are not looking for perfection here, we're looking for action. So let's make sure that we show up imperfectly, authentically, sharing the wins, sharing the journeys that you're on, but it's gonna be consistent. In the description below, I shared 2 free resources with you. One is a profitable Instagram checklist that breaks down 4 components that you need to generate clients with your Instagram when you don't have 10,000 followers. It's still one of my favorite free resources that I've ever created, so make sure that you check it out, because I do talk about the sales components there as well, to make sure that our Instagram generates money for us. And another free resource that I share is 50 Reels ideas for growth and sales, for you to create videos that help you grow and help you get money, because we need both, and both is great. Wishing you best of luck getting your first 10 clients. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me over on Instagram at DariaAST. I always love a good chat. Best of luck, and you got it.